Hey, what's up guys? Gangster Jeweler here. So today we have an old friend that has come back to see us. Does this ring look familiar? The dad ring that we sized to a 9 from a 10. Well, it's back. And apparently we sized it to a 9. Yep, so it's a 9 now. It was a 10, we sized it to a 9, but apparently, I guess the guy wore it for a few days and it's still too big on him, so he come back to the store. They tried some ring sizers on, and he wants it at 8.5, but the lady said that the 8.5 is really, really tight on him, which is not good because summer's fixing to come around, and in Florida, it's fixing to get hot as hell, and during the heat, your fingers are going to swell. So you always want to have a little bit of room in your rings because your hands are going to swell when it gets hot. And if this is already tight on him, if he's trying to 8.5 on it, it's already tight. He ain't got no wiggle room. She said he had a hard time getting it on and off. Well, as soon as summer gets in full effect, he might not be able to get it on or off at all. But we just do what the customer wants. They want it 8.5, so that's what we're going to make it. We're going to make it 8.5. But remember that. Always leave a little room for your rings, because during the summer your hands are going to swell. Now during the winter your hands are going to shrink. So you're going to find that your rings are loose on you when it's cold, and then you're going to find they're tight on you when it's hot. So you always want to have just a little bit of wiggle room in there, especially for when they swell. But we're going down a half size, so let's go ahead and mark our half size here. Grab us a half size. All right, and let's go ahead and mark it. There we go. We got our 2 lines there. Right there and right there. I think you can see that pretty well right there. If you got a saw, use your saw. If you got cutters, cut them if you got them. And I know some people are going to say, well, you're supposed to use a saw. It's going to be personal preference, and they say the saw is more accurate. You get the right size, and I found doing it either way, you're going to be as long as you're about a quarter size under where you want to be, you're going to be fine. You'll be just fine. For some reason that piece does not want to come out though. There we go. I think it's coming out now. Well, thought it was. Come on. Out you go. Come on, get out of there. Ah, shit. We caught it. Oh, damn. We almost lost the ring and the piece. Alright, well, there's our piece there that we got out of there. Hell, we almost dropped the piece and the ring, guys. That's alright. You're gonna drop stuff. That's just part of the game, man. I don't know anybody that's done this for a long time and hadn't dropped a ring or a necklace or something on the floor and had to go retrieve it. When you're dealing with small items, dainty items, it's going to be hard not to have that happen occasionally. It's just going to happen. But let's go ahead and move these sides here with our cutting disc. All right, now again, if y'all remember from the other video, we have to be careful because we have hollow sides, and they're hollow coming way down here, way down, so we have to be extra careful bending this. Now, even though it's hollow, it's still a pretty sturdy ring, but you still want to be careful because if you take this and you crimp down on it real hard, you could cave in these sides. So you don't want to take it and just, yank it. You want to be very extra careful. And we want to get them to meet as flush as we can. And remember, just take your time. You don't want to be in a hurry, especially when you're dealing with hollow sides like this. So we got it met flush there. So let's go ahead and get it set up to weld. We are going to dip this whole ring in boric acid denatured alcohol. And we're going to be using a 5-tip for this on our torch. And we'll set her on fire. Light her up. Burn, baby, burn. All right. Let's cut us a piece of solder here. Yellow gold, so we're going to be using yellow hard. Now this is a little bit of a wider shank. Hopefully we'll only have to use one piece of solder, but we may have to use two. Let's put our flux on there. I think in the last video we only had to use one, so hopefully that's all we'll have to do. But let's go ahead and see if we can't get this bad boy welded. Grab our solder here. Oh, maybe grab our solder. There we go. Let that flux burn off just a bit. Alright, we're going to need a bigger flame. Bigger fire, guys. Bigger fire. Remember, it's always better to start small and then have to go up than to start too big and burn the piece up. Remember that. Alright, looks like that went through all the way. Let's take a look real quick. Let me zoom you guys back out here. We got just a little diamond in there, so we're not worried about sticking it in water. Let's see. Looks good to me, guys. All the way through. Yep. Alright. Well, now that we got that part done, Let's see where we're at on our size here. So we are right where we want to be, about an 8 1/4, quarter size under. That's perfect. So right where we want to be. Now we're just going to tap with our rawhide mallet just very gently to get the sides to round back out because they're hollow. If you were to use a ball peen hammer on these hollow sides, you'd immediately cave them in. And that would make for a bad day. Would make for a real bad day. Alright. So we're still about 8 1/4 right now. Almost to 8 1/2. Alright, now we're going to do our ball peen hammer, and we're only going to tap on the bottom because it's not hollow down there. Trying to figure out, there we go. But yeah, Dad come back to see us, unfortunately. Not from anything that we had done, just because the size that they wanted it sized to a 9. I guess I wore it for a few days and just didn't work out. Needs it a little smaller. But the only thing I am concerned about is I know that she said that he tried the 8 1/2 on it. It was super tight. And I'm really worried with summer coming around that, you know, that's kind of how people get that's how people get rings stuck on their finger and have to have them cut off when they're you know, they make them too tight and then their fingers swell when it gets hot, and then they can't even get the darn thing off. And sometimes they start cutting circulation off and they gotta have it cut off, which I've done that several times. I've cut rings off of people's fingers before, many a times. Which I might make a video on that for some of you jewelers that haven't done that yet. I might make a video on that, on how to cut a ring off of a finger and not have to worry about cutting their finger while you're getting it off. I got me a nice little method for that. I think y'all would like that. Yeah, that's a good video idea. I'm gonna have to do a video on that. Okay. So it is now an 8 1/2. All right, let's see. It is a 8 1/2. First of all, we need to straighten this shank out a little bit, just a tad on the sides here. Now remember, we're only tapping on the bottom because the sides are hollow. If you were to tap with this ball peen hammer on the hollow sides, you're going to cave them in. Basic general rule of thumb, just remember, ball peen hammer and hollow is bad. Keep that in mind, you'll be just fine. Alright, so we're 8 1/2 there. And we are kind of like a tight 8.5 here. So 8.5, 8.5. Eight and a half, 8.5. All right. Oh, we're 8.5 now. So let's go ahead and smooth the inside out here, or not smooth it, but file it down, I should say. We're not ready to smooth anything out yet. You know, I was watching a video the other day while we're sitting here. Had a guy that was an Uber driver, and three chicks got in the back of his car, and they were wearing bikinis. Well, he turned around because he had to back up the car. He turned around so he could see where he was backing up to, and they thought he was looking at them. They got all pissed off, like, "Why are you looking at us in our bikinis?" And he's like, "I'm turning around so that I can back out safely. I ain't looking at y'all." Then they just kept going at it, and finally he told them to get out of the car. They're like, "We're going to report you to Uber," because he was an Uber driver. I was like, you know, people nowadays, man, it's just crazy. He wasn't even looking at y'all. He was turning his head so he could see where he was backing up. Just the conceit of some people to think that they're turning around just to look at them is crazy. It's like, what the hell? That's just a little tangent. It's just a video I seen yesterday. I was like, that's crazy, man. Where do people come up with this shit? I mean, that'd be like me getting in the back of a taxi and he turns around to look where he's backing up because the guy didn't have a backup camera in his vehicle. And me saying, why are you looking at me, bro? Don't look at me, man. We're just filing the top side down now. A little bit. Alright, now let's file our sides down with a metal file. And remember, we don't have to push hard. We don't want to, if you push too hard, then you're just grooving the metal. And you're not really filing it then at that point. And you want to go in one direction. You don't want to go back and forth like this. Just file in one direction. At least until we get the sides even here. With the rest of the shank. Just kind of get the top here on this corner a little bit. Alright, let's switch to our... Well, no, I guess we don't need to switch to that just yet. Let's go ahead and file down this other side here. Just kind of run across the top here a little bit. Gonna run across the top on the corners there. Alright guys, let me file this top just a little bit more in here. Alright, we should be ready to go ahead and smooth the inside now. Now that we got the inside and the sides filed, you see we got the inside pretty clean. Outside, got the sides filed down pretty good, except for right there. But we can probably fix that with our rubber wheel there. So let's go ahead and file the inside first. Not file, smooth out. I'm getting it all mixed up, guys. Alright, let's go ahead and kind of hit the inside of the top here. I got that inside smoothed out pretty good. Let's go ahead and switch to our other silicone wheel. Go ahead and put our wedge back in the desk there. Now we don't want to file right here and smooth out right here and right here, because it has that's a design there, them lines. So we don't want to mess with that part. Which I think I mentioned that in the other video. From the last time that we had to do this thing. And we're just smoothing out the sides here, getting them looking good again. Got that top smoothed out pretty good. Damn, sorry guys, my allergies still fucking with me a little bit. I've got shit running down the back of my throat. Alright, let's go ahead and hit the other side here. Alright guys, looks like we're going to be about ready to go get this thing polished up. Alright guys, so we got it nice and smoothed out now. Got our sides smoothed out, got the inside smoothed. Let's take a look at our size here one more time. So 8.5 and 8.5. So it is an 8.5 now. So hopefully that'll work better for him. But I'm gonna go drop this in ultrasound, guys, and polish it up. And we'll be back. Look at the finished product, guys. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back with that ring. You can see we got it nice clean with our fingerprints all over it. Got it nice clean and polished. Got it sized to a 8.5 now from a 9. Originally it was a 10. We sized it down to a 9, but it was still too big for the customer, so we're taking it down another half size, guys. It was fairly uneventful repair, but we don't mind that. Oh shit, guys. Alright, allergies suck. Anyways, this is the Gangsta Jeweler. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We got to see the dad's ring again. Hopefully this will be the last time we see it. Hopefully we don't have to size it again, but hey, if we do, we do. It is what it is. But at any rate, guys, this is the Gangsta Jeweler. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you would like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. If you'd like to leave a tip or donation, the link for that will be down in the description, although it's not required. Just helps the channel grow and show some love. Also, if you're looking to buy jewelry in the Jacksonville area, I highly recommend Money Miser on Blanding Boulevard. And if you're not in the Jacksonville area and you're out of state, not in Florida, I highly recommend Stellar Jewelry, which I'll have the link for that down in the description. If you'd like for me to do your repairs, you can visit my Etsy shop, which I'll have the link for that down in the description as well. And I'll probably make a video of me doing your repairs. Also, trying to think. Oh, I do have a Kick, Twitch, and hopefully soon TikTok live reaction stream. But that's more of like a reaction channel. It's not really jewelry related. But I'll have the link for that down in the description as well. We do some... shit, sorry guys. We do some... I do some gaming on there too, because, you know, I'm a nerd too. I'm a gangster and I'm a nerd. How about that? But anyways, this is the Gangsta Jeweler, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. And, oh, and also I have another YouTube channel, which is where... it's a reaction channel too. I'll have the link for that down there as well. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate the loyal subscribers. Alex, Lord, whatever your name is. I'm sure some of the stores I do, some of those people are watching. Shout out to you guys. I think that about covers it, y'all. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. And I will see you on the next one, y'all. Take care.